Welcome back. Now, Grammy Award-winning rapper Doechii has partnered with the South African Depression and Anxiety Group to launch an anxiety awareness campaign. And this initiative aims to fill the gap in mental health awareness and accessibility, and particularly among the youth and creatives. The campaign was sparked by the release of Doechii's song Anxiety, which has resonated with many due to its raw and honest exploration of the artist's personal struggles with anxiety. Now, the song became a TikTok phenomenon, but if you've not seen the challenge as yet, here's a quick teaser. Well, that's the challenge on TikTok, but joining us now to talk more about the initiative is SADAG's Development Manager, Fatima Seedat. Fatima, good morning. Thanks so much for being with us here on Morning Live.
Good morning, and thanks for having us on your show today.
So, Fatima, how did SADAG end up partnering with Doechii, and, what does this partnership entail?
So we were contacted by Universal Music South Africa, and they asked if we'd be able and keen to join them on this global campaign. And it was just a no-brainer for us. We would love to just be part of this. And we were chosen as the one South African organization to be part of the campaign. And we just started from there.
Now, just in terms of raising awareness, the title of the song, self-explanatory, but in terms of educating people about anxiety, what it is, its signs, its symptoms, how are you hoping to go about that?
So through this partnership, we are really lucky to reach more people. I think with the whole song trending on every social media platform, we were able to reach even more people than we usually do. And what we've done was we also hosted Instagram and Facebook Lives to create more awareness, but also to educate the public about what are the signs, what are the symptoms, what are some coping mechanisms you can use on a day-to-day basis. And through just the collaboration, we got such a great response that we're actually hosting a second Facebook and Instagram Live next week, Wednesday, to continue the conversation. But this time, we still have our expert, Dr. Linda, and she will be taking questions from the public. So you can ask whatever you need to know about anxiety, and we will be able to answer it for you.
And we saw recently statistics that were released as the result of a study that was conducted about the levels of suicide in South Africa among middle-aged people especially. But we also know that the youth are particularly afflicted with both anxiety and depression. And I guess exacerbating this is the fact that both depression and anxiety are often stigmatized, making it difficult for people to actually reach out and seek help. How can we better manage this situation, Fatima?
I think educating ourselves and learning more about different mental illnesses is really important. That is one part of it. The more we know about something, the more it becomes easier to understand. But at the same time, campaigns like this with Doechii, it sort of breaks down the stigma, because Doechii is sharing her own personal experience, but she also created a platform where people can share their own personal experiences, and where she has this dedicated website, and people are able to then share their story, their journey. And I think it's so important that we do share our journeys and our stories. The more we speak about mental illness and mental health, the less stigmatized it gets, and the more we are able to understand that sometimes it's okay not to feel okay.
And it's very difficult, and not just for the person who's struggling, but also for the rest of the people around them. Because I'm just thinking back, last week, someone said to me that they had an episode where they felt so overwhelmed, they were so anxious, and they just broke down crying, and it leaves you feeling yourself a bit vulnerable, but also helpless in that situation, not knowing what to do. So how do people go about seeking professional help and managing those symptoms in order to, just cope with that situation, but I suppose overall just improving how they deal with mental health situations?
It's a really good question. I think when you are going through something difficult, it's always good to have a good support system. A support system needs to also learn more about the different illnesses that you might experience and how to support each other. I think you don't need to promise that the person would be well and everything's going to be amazing, but just being there and being there in that situation, listening to what they're going through is really important. When it comes to help-seeking behavior, we always encourage people that SADAG is open 24 hours every single day of the year, even on public holidays. So reach out to us, speak to a counselor. They are there to assist you and then also guide you on the steps to take thereafter. So you could have, we have different resources where we can give you a psychologist, a psychiatrist that's not so far away from you, clinics, hospitals, other mental health helplines. There's so much and so many resources that you can access. And sometimes you just need to, reach out and take the first step to feeling better.
And speaking of, do you have any pointers, any tips for how people can better manage their mental health?
I think it's a day-to-day routine. Remembering that, yes, sometimes you are going to wake up and you are not going to feel better. Sometimes you're going to wake up and feel amazing. But if you just create this lifestyle around you, so wake up in the morning, have one positive thought, try and just, put together a plan of what you'd like to accomplish for the day. Take some time out. So have a good breakfast. If you do meditation, yoga, exercise, whatever, take a walk. Do something that's going to make you feel more awake, but also alert. And thereafter, go through your day. If you are going to work, have your to-do list ready. Go through it. And then in the evenings, always have some time out for yourself. So do something like a self-care routine. Maybe it's a long bath, or maybe it is sitting and watching a series. Thereafter, make sure that you have adequate sleep, because sleep is really important and plays a vital role in your mental health and also your general health. And remember that, at the end of the day, maybe reflect on how your day was, one moment of gratitude, and then, try and avoid screen time at least 30 minutes before bedtime and take a rest.
Fatima, thank you so much for speaking to us. SADAG Development Manager Fatima Seedat speaking to us there about a launch of an anxiety campaign in which SADAG have partnered with Doechii, a Grammy Award-winning rapper. And it's such an important initiative. So if you haven't seen it, perhaps please go to it. There are the numbers, as Fatima indicated, available 24/7, 365 every day of the year, any hour of the day. Those avenues are available to anyone who needs help. And then I particularly, was interested in that slide, also speaking to the difference between anxiety and depression, just outlining, because I think knowledge is power, just knowing and understanding what it is that you are going through and following some of the tips that Fatima gave us as well.